sorry,
right.
we can't do business with you no more.
Uh,
And I tried to find out what was going on, just from their perspective,
yeah,
and nobody would talk to me.
yeah,
And, so that kind of showed me that there was some real power going on here.
yeah.
And it was something that I just didn't want to have anything to do with. And
Yeah.
I walked away from my entire family because of it.
Do you know if you got help in the beginning to get some of these clients or customers because of your background and or then connection to these, considering your family's connections, I should say?
I have suspicions about 2 clients that do fit into that line of thought, and the rest was just a lot of ass-breaking work on my part.
Yeah, a lot of hard work, I guess. Yeah.
But it, in terms of whether or not I was set up, so to speak, there were a couple of clients that kind of fit into that category. I never did find out definitively one way or the other, however.
Yeah. So you were, I guess, intentionally brought down because you weren't, you didn't want to play ball, I guess.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so now consequently because of this, have you heard anything about this that verify this, something like that? Some family member, not maybe threaten you in any way, but kind of hints that okay, you don't want to be a part of this, so then we're gonna make it a hassle for you to your business and so forth.
Yeah, there were a couple of discussions that did go into those areas, and I was very, very upset to hear that at that point, because here I was trying to be honest and trying to be above board in the way I was running my business. The business was called Graphitech, by the way. And when I had Graphitech, it was a very exciting time for me because I was the master of my own destiny, and I made a lot of money in a very short period of time. But, just talking to these people and getting these very strange comments about certain things that they shouldn't know about, was kind of indicating to me that perhaps there was some sort of I don't want to say an order specifically was made, but I'm sure there was a phone call made to somebody that said, you got to shut this guy down.
Interesting.
Because what happened next was just too damn coincidental for it to be anything but planned.
So what happened next?
Well, as I mentioned, I was getting these phone calls from customers that were ordering, thousands and tens of thousands of dollars worth of printing from me on a regular basis, were suddenly calling me up and were saying that for the first time we have a problem with the kind of work you're doing. So I assumed that this is something to do with quality, and I had a policy that if they weren't satisfied with what I was doing, I would give them the job for free. And I only had to do that a few different times because we were pretty good with our quality control and so forth. And I used some good subcontractors to help me with that. And, so from there, when you start hearing that kind of stuff, and then when you start asking these people, well, what specifically are you having problems with? And then you're met with the wall of silence. It's very easy to get conspiratorial at that point.
Yeah, definitely.
Think that, perhaps this is something to do with the thing I just turned down.
Yeah, precisely. Exactly. It's very much like thinking of Brotherhood of the Bell in a way. I don't know if you've seen that movie or not, but
Yes, I have seen that movie.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk a little bit more about. You mentioned earlier, about the planning aspects, of these, within these orders, or what some of the, main agendas might be. We talked about in the first segment about the meticulous, planning of the JFK assassination, and you hinted at that this, has nothing to do with coincidence in that sense, because these guys are very into the planning aspects of it. What is there? Something else around, beyond the fact of this JFK assassination that you have witnessed or been, got inside tip on that verifies this for you, that the planning is very, detailed, as it were?
Oh, yeah, definitely, yes. In 1988, I was told that after working for my local congressman for all those years, from 1981 to 1988, for 7 years, I worked on this guy's re-election campaigns and his campaign staff, and this is Congressman Jack Kemp, the former Buffalo Bills championship quarterback. And so in 1988, this guy's running for president and for the Republican nomination, and I happened to be over at my cousin's mansion one day, and she says to me, "Oh, haven't you heard? We are all dropping Jack Kemp," she says. And I said, "Oh, really? Well, who are you supporting then?" And she says, "Well, we're all putting our, money behind George Bush." And I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me. This guy's a scumbag. Why would you support him?" And the answer I was given at that point was, we're supporting this person because he can benefit us and he can help us earn and attract more money. And so on at least one level, we're talking about a pretty extensive greed going on here. And so there was a postscript to this conversation, was that, oh, by the way, it's not just George Bush, it's George W. Bush, and he's going to be president in a few years after that. And it was all explained to me in 1988 how this was going to take place, and that there would be a Democrat between the two presidents, Bush's, junior and senior, and that there would be this this alternation or alternating, the alternating of senior and junior, with who turned out to be Bill Clinton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so that was all described to me, that it was going to happen that way. So when I started to see this go down, just as it was explained would happen, I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting here. These people really do have a thing here where they are planning to such a degree, it makes my obsessive compulsive type of planning look like nonsense.
Oh my! Do you think that this are they giving orders from higher up the hierarchy, and this is, how should I say, the message is distributed within the families or within the orders that hints, that everybody within the structure that is a part of these orders should, change their, as you say, the support for the candidates or whatever. I guess we could say that they just have a how should I say, finger on the pulse, so to speak, because they are aware that this is going to be the next president and so forth, so they don't have to openly support the guy or whatever. But do you think that this is handed down to them from the hierarchy above them, so to speak?
Yes, yes, it is. And this is one of the functions of the type of cocktail parties that they have. These types of things are never discussed in a formal type of setting. They are always discussed in these informal, dinner party type of scenarios. And they can get all the major players together and basically give everybody their marching orders, and they can do this outside of an office and outside of a business and in the comfort and in the secrecy of one of their homes, which is, not going to be known about by people like us, So yeah, there definitely is that going on as well.
Do you think that again, this is about following the orders or the plans of the Illuminati, or I'm thinking about why people might be attracted to this in the first place. A lot of people, I guess, are actually raised into these, this becomes a tradition within the family in some instances, so people are continuously picking up from where their, father potentially left off, and they are, initiated into orders, as soon as they, attain the right age, so to speak. But, there are a few outsiders, I guess, that seek to climb the hierarchy within these orders. But do you think that is mainly because of their, personal greed or personal agenda, that they want to be more successful in business, for instance, or is there interest in playing out some other aspect, another plan, is it more philosophy, do you think, than it's about money?
Well, they look at it more in terms of aspiration, in terms of success instead of greed. Because they're never going to cop to the admission of these, very nefarious activities and so forth. And so they like to, for instance, my cousin's husband, he's referred to as a genius businessman in the local area here. And, that is okay if that's what, in fact, is going on. But there's nothing genius going on about the fact that this man and his business are getting these no-bid contracts from these Fortune 500 companies. I never had access to that type of stuff, and I never will either.
Yeah, so that is, again, that is the advantage of being there from the start, and in a way, again, I'm not surprised if there is a kind of how should I say, arrogance or a kind of a predatory mindset within